official recognition. In Turkey, we are an official sports club under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and we represent our country within WSWCF. However, calisthenics is not yet officially recognized as a sports under a national sports federation in our country. Because of this, to attend the World Championship, we had to work with the private companies and find sponsors to fund our team. If we were officially under a national federation, we could receive government support for things such as travel, flights, and official passports. We have previously discussed the issue with Mr. Roland Kikors, and here we have also met people from other countries facing similar problems. So our final question is, for countries where calisthenics is not yet officially recognized at the national level, is there a roadmap that WSWCF can recommend or any support that can provide? Thank you very much.
Actually, and it's also published on our website, we have a full set of documentation for any country that is not yet recognized. It's like a blueprint, what you have to do in order to start the recognition procedure in your country. So for those athletes who are still coming to the World Championship from countries where the sport is not recognized, what I suggest to you is to approach us, and we will try to provide you with this information and documentation, and of course any support letters that WSWCF can give you. In many countries we see a pattern that local bodybuilding and fitness federation is trying to, let's say, take over the sport and try to put it under their wing. But since they're not Olympic sport, you can get the official recognition, but you won't get anywhere further, so we are still going our own way. There are different pathways, what we are now considering as well. We are discussing with UIPM, which is the International Pentathlon Federation, that they are willing to reorganize as a multi-sport federation, and then calisthenics could still go under it as a separate sport and not go under any other international federation, and then in that way it can get indirectly Olympic recognized. This is still a long way. We were calculating even more than 10 years until we can get close to Olympics. However, make no mistake, International Olympics Committee is a commercial organization, it's a business, which means that if they will say that we want calisthenics in Olympics, then a lot of countries will start to immediately recognize the sport on the ministry level. This is what happened with breakdancing in 2024. Before 2024, it was announced that IOC wants breaking into Olympics, and then a lot of countries, they started to recognize it, because without it they cannot go into Olympics. So I think I would like to have a separate discussion with you on this topic. It's a very interesting topic, and I have a lot of knowledge that I can give to you, given all the international sports conferences where I have been in the past few years. So yeah. Thank you. Before we continue, we have one more guest who has finally arrived here, Vadim, Molinic. I already announced him, but he wasn't here, but let me introduce him once again. So Vadim Molinic is from Ukraine. He's a 3-time world champion, 3 times Guinness World Record holder. He has won many international events. He's a worldwide influencer. He's a master of sport in combat sambo, by the way. And he's just a great person and very inspirational person. Hello, Vadim. Vadim, please sit down, and I would like to give the microphone to you. And before I give the microphone to Vadim, we have invited him this year to WSWCF Hall of Fame. The official ceremony will happen on Saturday, where we will have also other super cool activities during the finals. So yeah, I think this was just a logical, long-awaited road where Vadim was going. Vadim, giving the microphone to you.
First of all, hello everyone. It's a big pleasure for me to be here once again. Big up and thank you very much for inviting me this year. And proudly I can say that it took me more than 23 years to stand on the Hall of Fame. And this year I'm not gonna judge, I'm not gonna compete. I will be cheering up to my family, to my people, to support them, and I really hope that everyone will perform and show their best on this competition, the World Championship. Also, from my side, I want to wish you, fam, first of all, stay healthy during the competition. Do not get injured and have a lot of fun, because it's going to be really a lot of fun. And we are here to support each other and to prove once again to the whole world that the calisthenics world community is the highest level of support, because I cannot even call it community. This is my family. Wherever I go in the world, the people hosting me as a part of their family. So our community, this is a family, you know. So in this time, this year, this World Championship, we are here as a family, not as a community. So big up to everyone, and let's have a lot of fun during this. Thank you.
Thank you, Vadim. Yes, because he has been around for so many years, and when I stepped as the president of WSWCF, I finally got the chance to really meet him, see him. I think we met first time in Guatemala for the calisthenics regional games, which we had near the Lake Atitlan, and it was organized by Mr. Gabriel Ortiz from Silverbacks Academy. And regards to him, because he couldn't be here, unfortunately. Just like many other countries, because we cancelled Rome, and then there were some financial constraints still after that. But anyway, my personal opinion is that Vadim has earned his spot, and he has done everything in calisthenics basically. I think there's no more achievement that he can do, so he has the obligation to enjoy it, to enjoy you guys, and to cheer you up. You know. Yeah.
It's a lot of cheering on the people, so it's like really so cool.
Okay, let's continue with the questions from the audience. Who has a question or something to say? Okay, thank you. Please pass the microphone until the very end.
Hi everyone, I'm Yanis from French Federation and Atlas Corporation. Considering the global development of calisthenics around the world and the emergence of different competitive formats, such as one rep max street lifting, strength endurance battle, and other, does the WWCF plan to expand or review its current range of competition formats in the future? Or is the priority to continue developing and strengthening the existing formats?
It's a very good question. I don't want to make Ali or Vadim mad, because they are directly connected with power and endurance sports, by the way, in different aspects. As you know, there are different organizations in the world, and there are different disciplines, and one rep max is very interesting, by the way. And there are promoters who are more on the promotional level. And the biggest one, I think, is Final Rep. But then there is International Street Lifting Federation, who is on the federation side. And they are working more not on the only like to influence, but they are working on also the global development and global recognition. We had this question many years ago, and the answer from us was that we don't want to step in 1 rep max because this is like none of our business. Besides, I think in final rep they have also a squat, but it's not calisthenics thing for us. Although probably many of you they do squats, at least air squats. I also do different kind of squats with weights and without weights, but we need to understand what's calisthenics and where are we moving. So we're moving towards the bodyweight sport, or if we're moving towards power, we have to be different than other sports federations, even those who are non-Olympic. So this is a very tricky question, but I would like to give the microphone to Ali and understand his opinion, because his opinion is also very important. Maybe even Vadim has something to say about it.
My opinion is if we look at the sport, it's evolving really fast. The level of the competition is growing really good. So if we want to look at the numbers from the past competitions, the same exercise that people have been doing for so long, it's evolving over the years. So some people started with 10 pull-ups with the weighted in the power category. Now they can do 20 and above. When it comes to dips, it started with not so high numbers. Now we can see numbers above 30 and above when it comes to the dips. In my opinion, if we want to evolve in this competition, there should be some sort of a way we can make, I don't want to say things a little bit harder for people, but make it more interesting for them, because when it comes to the legs portion, it's really important to have a well-balanced body. So I would add a leg exercise maybe, if that's my opinion.
Actually, I agree with him, and maybe all of us together, all the members and athletes, the judging panel and Vadim, we can work after this competition to finally have also a leg exercise in the power category, and maybe other updates or amendments. I don't know. I'm open, and I think the federation is open. So we are not trying to block anything. We are open as long as there will be a strong push from the members, because in the end of the day, we must listen to what the members say. Vadim, what's your opinion on this?
Okay, so first of all, me personally, I was always training full body. So it's an important part to implement it. But once again, there is, as Roland says, there is a different organizations and different type of competition. There is the competition when you have to perform the legs in a different way. We begin from the back squats and then we end up with the deadlifts and goblet squats. So the only thing we have to think what we can implement at the World Championship about what kind of exercises. If it's a power, so this is one exercise. If it's endurance, this is another exercises. But for sure, we have to implement it, because right now there is a big wave of hype. I'm a hybrid athlete. You don't need to call yourself a hybrid athlete, you just have to be like before this wave of hype. You just have to train everything because it's obligated to be complete, you know. Of course, the main focus is the calisthenics, but no one says that you have to limit yourself. No one has to limit ourselves. The limit is over there. you just limit yourself over here. So if you like to focus only on the front lever, so it's your choice, you do it. If you like to do everything, so you do it. It's also your choice. But all of us are agreed that we have to implement the lower part, because the athletes that are training a lower part, and for example, they are performing at the freestyle competition, trust me, the freestyle becomes even much harder for those who train lower body, because automatically these people become heavier. So yeah, definitely we have to pay attention on the lower part, and for the females and for the males. And yeah, it's just about the discussion, what gonna be there. That's it.
Thank you, Vadim. Once again, thank you, Ali. I had this dream that one day many organizations could sit down at the round table and form some sort of world calisthenics. Just world calisthenics. That would be the name of ultimate calisthenics organization. WSWCF, WCO, SWUB, Final Rep, and a lot smaller organizations and competitions as well. So this is something we're still streaming towards. Thank you for your question, because we're very focused to polish what we have at this point, but in future we can discuss it. And we had even some interaction and discussion with Final Rep between me and their CEO. So I think everything is possible. We just need to, once again, we need to sit down and discuss, because like if there's a scenario where International Olympic Committee says that, hey guys, we want calisthenics in the Olympics, but we want also your discipline with 1 rep max, and obviously we as WSWCF, we won't be the only ones that will govern that. We will actually go to the professionals who are governing that. We will sit down with them and we will tell to them, hey guys, let's form a completely new organization, something, well, like I said, World Calisthenics, and let's do it, and that's it.
And you said you wanted to make things more interesting for athletes. So for power it's reflex, for freestyle also. But for endurance athletes that train all the years, for 1 year or more, for this competition, how about thinking again about the whole format? Not about the exercises, but the format. We have only 2 battles if we make in the top 6. But if I take the example of France, we have a minimum of 2 battles to get into the podium, to get into the better place, to go further in the competition. So don't you think it's better maybe to think about this format in endurance?
Answer this question. Yes. So what we want to do in future is we want to do separate competitions for endurance, separate for power, and separate for freestyle. Because the worldwide community is not that big yet, we are doing everything in 1 world championship. It wouldn't be possible to do 3 different world championships in 1 year. If we can do it, if we can separate next year, for example, we can do endurance and power, and then another is freestyle world championship. Of course, we'll get a lot bigger numbers from competitors, and at the same time we will focus on more challenging parts of competitions for athletes. So I completely agree with you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, may you please pass microphone to the gentleman here in front.
Hello, hello. Oh, so many serious questions. I got a simple technical one. What about the small size athletes? The bars are pretty high. Will there any kind of help for them, like mattresses to get up to the bar? It's hard to jump. You talked about making things harder. So, how it will be?
Well, we didn't write in our rules that you have to train your jumping skills, therefore there will be some assistance. Of course, there will be mattresses for freestyle, for power and endurance. There will be also supporting boxes where you can actually stand up and start from there. So, yes.
Thank you very much. This will help a lot.
Hello, I'm from Ukraine. Can I use my own small wooden parallels during performance?
Well, the head judge is not here, but I'm pretty sure you cannot use anything that you have brought by yourself. You can use equipment that's here. So, yeah.
And two questions. Can I compete in these shots?
Once again, question to the head judge. I don't see any problem. Why wouldn't you?
The main thing is you are in the shorts, not without. No worries.
You're good.
Next one.
Qatar, right?
Hello everyone. I wish everyone good luck for the competition, and I want to say thank you to make this competition for us, from where you see all the athletes from the world. And I just want small things. I would love to have this amazing federation and competition be in Middle East, in Qatar or Bahrain or Saudi Arabia. We have a lot of athletes there, but no one come and have experience in this competition here in the World Championships. So I would love to see one competition in the Middle East, and we'll be happy and we will grow up too. Thank you.
It is possible. We can talk during the competition or after the competition. We are also encouraging to do competitions somewhere else. Like in February, we did Florida Cup in Consuelos, let's call them headquarters. So, of course, very welcomed. Let's discuss. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, there's one question.
So I'm from Greece, St. James. Hi guys. I hope you enjoy the whole event. I would like to ask about the shoes. It's a common thing that I think most of the athletes think, if this is a minus for our performance in freestyle. Would that change in the future?
You would like to do freestyle without shoes?
Yeah, not only me, I think. I think some athletes would agree with me. Just saying, but it's not a big problem, just it's a detail.
I know about this situation. It comes down to, I was in Lausanne 1.5 months ago, and Consuelo was there as well. It's an international sports conference that's being held in Olympic Museum, and you get to meet their other sports federations, also Olympic federations, and then we had this question, and I asked this question to some people that are related with IOC and Sport Accord and so on. And it's a very tricky question because when you see athletes in just socks, it's a bit different, and their perspective is very also old school. But I know that many freestyle athletes would like to compete without shoes, just in socks. Maybe you have some branded socks or some. I know that ISN, they have so the CEO of ISN, International Strength Nights, that just happened in Toulouse in France, they have he has this SWO brand, right? And I think he has some super cool socks for freestyle athletes. And I know about this problem. I think it's a good discussion that we are having here now. But it comes down to a question whether an athlete is an athlete or looks good as an athlete in socks towards spectators, towards sponsors, and towards international sports organizations above us. That's the only question which we need to ask. But it's a good question, and maybe Vadim has some opinion here, or Ali. What do you think about freestyle in socks? Barefoot? No, then probably it's not. Then we are getting back to like 15 years ago when all this started in neighborhoods somewhere. But we are trying to grow as professional sport eventually.
Thank you, Ron. So when it comes to wearing socks and shoes or just socks, in my opinion, there's always people who train under the same circumstances that they are competing in. So in most cases, when it comes to freestyle, you see a lot of athletes who they do really good in their training, but they can't implement this on stage because the atmosphere is different. Whether it's a shoe, whether it's the bars that are different, it can be anything. But for the shoe as an appearance, I think it's more appealing, in my opinion, and it can be a limiting factor when it comes to sponsors, because many sponsors might not be able to promote their own products when it comes to shoes, because we are trying to grow different brands when it comes to the equipment, the gear that we wear, or whatever it is. So we try to encourage local and global brands in different calisthenics things. Thank you.
And that's a good point about brands. Why don't we make freestyle shoes?
I would ask that because we have equipment for wrists, we have equipment for our waist, for belt, for weights. Why don't do some shoes that are specific kg, that are specific designed, and the sponsors will come for that, because if we have sponsors for the equipment of the today, then we can do more equipment about something that the athletes would change. And for an organization that wants to go like, I'm a bit nervous, sorry. And for an organization that is that wants to be, for example, in the Olympics or something, or in every country to be more recognizable, we could like do something for that to be similar. So someone doesn't have the shoes of 0.3 or 0.2 or 0.1.
Yes, good discussion, by the way. Look, now probably after this World Championship, some of you will try to manufacture freestyle shoes, open their own business, and who knows?
I do it myself.
Okay, then we talk after the World Championship.
Maybe.
There's a gentleman from Bulgaria who would like to speak. Can you please pass the microphone to him? And then I think, is there anyone else after him that has any question? I think you already had some questions, right? Let's give a chance to others, and then we will wrap this up because it's already, it'll be already 7 p.m. Yes, sir.
Thank you. In addition to the French athlete about the street lifting, I just want to give idea. Of course, it's very important to implement legs into the sport, but why not keep the real roots of the sport. Like maybe Vadim knows, in Ukraine before there was workout academy with classical street lifting, 1 rep max, pull up and dip. And why I say that? Yes, you can invent the next in the sport too, but why do not do both so we can save the classical street lifting? I think a lot of old athletes will start competing again, so you will increase the number of people competing, and also if one powerlifter comes, he can not do pull-ups, dips, just squat 300 kilos and beat anyone. Thank you for your attention.
You know, bro, first of all, there is different points for the different exercises. And the second thing, the competition never be about the legs in calisthenics. Like, first of all, it doesn't matter if it comes to the power or it ends up with the endurance and freestyle. It just has to be implemented because, you know, before, let's say, if we are talking 15, 20 years before, like, there was no name of the calisthenics. There was no street lifting, there was no like freestyle, it was just overall a physical activity to be stronger, to get bigger and to get stronger and to perform beautiful things. This is what's like what the calisthenics was about. You train in the winter, you train in the summer, you train in the street. So first of all, our sport become from the street. And when we are coming back to the question about the socks, fam, like, you know my honest opinion about it. Like, if we are talking about the socks, the shoes, you must have the shoes. This is the street sport. We are not in a gymnastic hall where you're using the socks, and we are not a gymnastic. At the end of the day, we become from the street. And actually the whole sport, the whole calisthenics become from the prison because the guys, they had no equipment, they had just the bars on the ground, and they want to be big and strong. This is from where the sport comes from. So the legs, they will be implemented. But it's, once again, depend what kind of competition you are. You know, there is a different type of competition. Rep max, power plus 32s, 48 dips, or you do the bar wars where you have like, when you have to lift, when you have to squat, you have to pull, to muscle up and all these things. So different competitions, different rules, different points. But it's never been about only the legs. So if the power lifter come to our competition, yeah, of course he can lift more than calisthenics athletes, but if he'll be able to perform the same thing that the calisthenics performing on the bars, no. So this is when the game begins. For the calisthenics exercises in the calisthenics competition, you get more points. The legs is additional points. It's not opposite, you know. So, and I really hope that at the end of the day, all the competition, they will contain the lower body because it's very important. If we are not, let's say, because I've seen a lot of different competitions and a lot of different athletes and a lot of different things about our sport, and I'm always promoting the same thing. You have to be complete, just for yourself, because like sooner or later, how strong you're like you become in like several things, front lever, planche, whatever you want to do, you get boring. And when you get boring, you quit the sport. I get to this point. After 20 years, I get to the point, fam, I don't want to train calisthenics anymore. I don't want to get boring. Because anyway, 1,000 pull-ups, but still you pull yourself up. 1,000 different push-ups, you still push yourself. So I moved. And like I moved to the CrossFit, and it brings me back my passion to calisthenics. And I understand that like more things you do, you never get boring. It's enjoyable every time you come back to calisthenics. Bodyweight, weight, this, that, freestyle. It's like it makes you feel alive. And like that's actually what I want for our community. I don't want you to get boring with our sport because our sport is beautiful, our sport is nice. It's impressive. The way that you can impress the people with the calisthenics, you cannot impress it with any other sport. No bodybuilding, no CrossFit, no like whatever. No. Our sport is beautiful, so we have to treat it the right way to continue for a long term. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. What an amazing speech. Omar, sorry. You will be the last speaker then today, and then we will wrap this up. Please.
Hi everyone. Thank you for this nice place, nice conference, nice people. Good to see you again. I have a question about the veteran category. So the veterans cannot participate in the open category, which is under 30 for the freestyle, under 35 for the strength and the endurance and power. And I wonder why. Because it's not actually an advantage, it's a disadvantage to people who are above age to participate in the open category. So I believe they should have the choice whether to participate in the veteran category or to participate in the open one.
Before I give microphone to Ali, because he was shaking his head, we want to grow veterans, and if we do, well, our understanding was if we allow them to join the discipline, not category, but discipline, for example, endurance, in a weight category, which is, because in veterans you have absolute category, but in a weight category which is connected with a less age, then ultimately he becomes not a veteran at that point. And then you might not get any veterans in that competition at all, but this is my perspective. And we want to grow the veteran sport. If they will have a possibility to participate in, let's say you are in endurance power, veterans start from 35 years old. If you are 36 years old, you have 10 veterans, all 10 veterans want to participate with those who are 30 years old, which are not veterans, then ultimately you lose veterans category. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that this is something that we are blocking or we don't want to discuss. You have a point as well, of course. Maybe eventually we will have only veteran world championships. This would be one of my dreams come true, like in wrestling, for example. In wrestling, they have also veteran competitions all around the world. Ali, what's your opinion here?
I was doing the discussion with Omar before starting this conference, so I kind of agreed with him when it comes to the age groups, but at the same time, after thinking twice about it, it can be appreciating to the veterans sometimes to put them in separate groups. It can be a choice one athlete can make. Maybe they can choose their own battles. Who knows? Some people always choose the tougher battles.
Yeah, the point is having the choice is a thing. So having a category or a discipline for the veterans is absolutely something beautiful, and I like it. So they can compete with people from their age, because we know our sport is mainly for the younger generation. So giving the opportunity for older people to participate and compete is a really amazing thing. But what if this person, as Ali said, he wants to choose the tougher battle and he wants to compete? I believe not everybody in the veterans would choose to compete in the open category or the younger age category. But I believe some of them would do. I understand your point about giving them the chance to grow the veteran category, but also I believe it should be by choice. Like if you want to have a tougher battle, participate with the younger age, you can do. If you want to be with your age group, you can do.
I got the point, and here's an example. So I'll take as an example the same. So United World Wrestling is an international wrestling federation. It's an Olympic federation. I've been a wrestler myself for 23 years, so I know how the whole Olympic system works. And so in national championships, you can be a veteran, but you can still beat everyone who have less age. This is This is actually a normal practice because there are big legends out there still. But then they can compete in Confederation Cups or World Championship or even Olympics in the normal age group, which is not veterans. But at the same time, they can go to compete in veterans. But the difference between us and between them is that they are so big that they organize separate veteran World Championships, separate veteran, for example, European Championships. So it's a good point that you have. Maybe we should go that way next year and try and see where we can go there. What I would like here is that after the World Championship you could raise this question officially, not only with the federation but all the members, so that members can actually decide. Whatever members will decide will probably go that way, because you're the ones that are doing the sport, right? Thank you. Once again, thank you everyone for joining today. See you tomorrow at competition. And big applause to Mr. Ali Al-Hamawi, Consuelo Sanchez, Vadim Molinic. And yeah, also, was there a hand raised by from Mongolia? You have a question? Okay, can you give him microphone just real quick and then we'll wrap this up, because Mongolians have come very far away.
Can you hear the hand raise?
In where? Is there any freestyle judge here? Dmitry Shirayev, are you here?
Everyone's here.
Can you answer the question? Is it allowed to wear like a wristband or this? What's is an elbow sleeve, right?
It's hand raise.
Dima?
So, you can. So the first one about the shoes. Shoes is allowed, but if you don't wear shoes, you can get instantly 0 points for this. Second one, wristbands.
Yeah, wristband.
Yeah, you're allowed about this because it's about the discomfort and about if you got injured before, and it's helping for you. So it depends how it's for you. It's good for you. You can compete with them as well as the wristbands.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. But make no mistake, power and endurance is different. Okay, thank you everyone. Big applause to all of you and see you tomorrow in the competition. Thank you. And you can wait for the minute-by-minute schedule sometime this evening. So freestyle athletes will know exactly what time they need to compete and go to warm up. Thank you.
That's